if you want to do right, I'm so glad tonight to tell you that there is a city of refuge. That's Jesus Christ. If you don't want to do wrong, the enemy's after you, then there's a way of escape, and that escape is Jesus Christ. There's a place where you can come and let off the steam. But if you're love to sin, and you don't want God, then the enemy's going to overtake you somewhere. You can't come to Christ because you don't want to. And when this man comes to Christ, this place of refuge, when the man come into the Old Testament, the first thing, he had to come upon his own free will. And that's why you have to come to Christ. Another thing, you must be satisfied while you're there. You can't hang around every day crying, I'd like to get out of here, I'd like to get out of here. They put you out. You must willfully want to stay. It must be that you must want to stay in that city. And when you come to Christ, you can't look back to the world. The Bible said he that puts his hand on the plow and turns to look back is not worthy of plowing. Now there's where so many so-called Christians make their mistake. See, they act like they're going to plow. But the first little thing comes along, they blow up about it. People trying to impersonate somebody's ministry. It hasn't been called to it. Finally, it's going to blow up. Amen. You've got to be ordained of God. It's got to be God. Not some handshake, some sentimental story, but it's coming upon the basis of the shed blood of Christ and your faith in what God did for you through Jesus Christ. If not, you're going to blow up somewhere. Somebody will step on your toes and away you go. See, it's a pressure building up all the time, and soon it'll blow up. The man must want to stay in the refuge. He can't go in there complaining. He must want to stay. No complainings about it. Outside he dies. Inside he's saved. Well, I want to say something to people here if you're not a Christian. I come to this city of refuge about 31 years ago. Brother, I've never wanted to go out. Oh, I come into Christ. Everything that I long for was in here. I don't want to go out. I pray daily, oh God, I'm so happy here, just let me stay. I never want to leave. And I know you'll never leave me. I know you'll never leave you. And the pressure gets great. If it does, then He is our outlet. So we don't have to worry about it. If you're all pressured up and don't know where you're going, what's going to happen to you after death, and you know you're going to die sometime, you've got it to do, then the thing to come is come to Christ, the refuge, and let off the pressure. Sadly, once for all, no matter what takes place, Christ is our refuge, and when we come to Him, we can let off the pressure. You can quit worrying about, well, if I die, what's going to happen to me? What's going to happen to the wife? What's going to happen to the husband? What's going to happen to the children? Just come to Christ and let off the pressure. You know? He gives us all things are ours by Christ, so just let the pressure off. The only one way you can do it, somebody might give you $1 million, they would build up pressure. You might join a church and it'll still build up pressure. The Methodists will tell you they're right, the Baptist is wrong, the Baptists say they're wrong, and we're right. So it just builds up more pressure because you don't know where you're standing. But if you ever come to Christ, you can let off the pressure. All over there, just settle it down. God's provided place of safety. Where God said, the name of the Lord is a mighty tower. The righteous run into it and are saved. In a time of sickness, when sickness strikes, and the doctor says there's nothing else I can do about it, don't build up pressure, let off the pressure. Call your pastor, let him anoint you and pray over you. Prayer of faith shall save the sick. Let off the pressure. See? He's our refuge. While you're in this refuge, you got right to anything that's in the refuge, and Christ is our refuge. Everything you have need of is in Him. Amen. Sickness, don't build up pressure, let off pressure. You say, well, I wonder, Brother Branham. You don't wonder. You just let the pressure off. Commit your case to God and go on as if it's all over. Don't build up pressure, let's off pressure. Well, you say, I am so worried, Brother Branham. I just don't know. Let off the pressure. Amen. In the city of refuge, He took your weary. So you don't have to have it. Cast your cares on Him, for He careth for you. Don't you worry about your cares. That's His business. I met a woman here some years ago in the 10-cent store. She was about 60 years old, looked about 30 years old. I said, how you doing, sister? She said, Brother Branham, I've got 2 sons as doctors as older than you are. And honest to goodness, she didn't look over 30 years old. She said, here's what it was. When I come to Christ when I was about 12 years old, and I sat down and thought about it. I studied other religions. But when I found the true one, she said, I come to Christ and took my case, my soul, my all to Him. And she said, I've never had a weary since. Said, now, He promised to take care of all my troubles, and said, if He's not big enough to do it, I know I'm not big enough to do it, so what's the use of me worrying about it? That's it. Christ promised that He'd take all your cares, cast your cares on Him, so why are you worried about it? Worry builds up pressure. Pressure blows up. So just cast your cares on Him and quit worrying. All right. Now, well, you say, how I do it? Just trust His promise. He made a promise that He would do it. Even in the time of death. When the death angel comes into the room. Oh, Brother Branham, I know I'll be nervous on all. You're in the refuge. No, you know you're going to die. You got to go some way. So just get into the refuge. Feel safe. That's right, you're safe as long as you're in a refuge. Remember, He died for you. He cares for you. He died for you. Now let's take a look. You say, Brother Branham, you mean when the death angel's knocking at the door, you're still not to get steamed up? No. Not a bit. Well, how do you do that? Come to the refuge. That's all.